McLovin was doing it against the grain, which he does every Friday. And he reached out to Scott Pioli, former front office executive with the Patriots and Kansas City Chiefs. You sent him a note. Dear Scott, hope you're well. As you know, every Friday, I do the very popular segment, Against the Grain.
All true so far.
Today, I am proposing 5 trades. I consider myself somewhat an amateur capologist, but wanted to check my numbers with a fellow insider. Please let me know if these trades sound reasonable to you in cap terms. You know what I always say, don't worry, be cappy. Scott Pioli responded, let's see. McLovin, seriously? Question mark, question mark, question mark, exclamation point. Cap numbers, capologist, question mark, question mark. I'm sure the segment is wildly popular, and amateur is probably an appropriate word. Right now, you're rubbing me against the grain. Not sure how you got my email, but do me a favor, lose it. Tell Dan that if he's giving out my contact info, he better watch it. I know where his dressing room is, and he might not like it if he goes there on Sunday night. Okay, now I'm involved in this with Scott Pioli.
Yeah, you know, he did mention he didn't want to be involved with this either. All I wanted was a little feedback.
Okay. Strike up the music. Here's Against the Grain with McLovin, brought to you by Audible Ale and Red Hook.
All right, I'm putting together 5 trade proposals. Number 1, Cleveland sends wide receiver Josh Gordon to San Francisco for a second-round pick. This is being reported as a strong rumor. Josh Gordon, 3 games back, 100 yards per game. Really, really good young receiver in the drug program. You think it's possible, Dan?
Well, that would be that's the caveat there. Drug program, and is he one more, dirty test away from being suspended? So that would be my big concern with him. Talented kid. What am I getting in return? A second-round pick, you saying?
Yeah, second-round pick.
No, I'd get a first-round pick. I'd hold out because I have to get something that I'm building my team with. And if I had another first-round pick, he's a first-round talent.
Absolutely.
But, the rest of it might be a 6th round, so that's the problem with that. Great talent there. All right.
All right, a couple more receiver ones. Tennessee sends Kenny Britt to New England for a 5th-round pick. Troubled receiver, a lot of talent. New England needs somebody. Rutgers guy, they like Rutgers guy. Think it's possible?
I don't know. We always give the Patriots leeway when it comes to bringing in troubled players. So, yeah, I guess.
All right. Yeah. Next one. Jags send Maurice Jones-Drew, final year of his contract, a lot of issues there, to the Cardinals. Now, no one's talking about the Cardinals. They're 3-2. Maybe 3 playoff teams coming out of the NFC West. They need offense. I don't know about the, salary cap and everything. It could work. What do you think?
If I'm Jacksonville, I would look at moving him. I think you've gotten, a lot for your money with Mojo, and maybe, he would welcome, I think, a new scenery. New scenery, new team there.
Okay, next one. Vikings send Jared Allen, who's in the final year of his contract, to the Denver Broncos for Champ Bailey. Now, I know Champ Bailey probably not going anywhere a long time there, but the Broncos, the Broncos need more defense. I think they need a pass rusher more than a cornerback right now. Bailey's 35. They need a Jared Allen. They need somebody.
Okay, but what are the Vikings getting out of this?
The Vikings are getting relief on
the salary?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Vikings aren't giving up on the season.
Well, they will be soon. They have 1 win.
Well, I know, but you just traded for Josh Freeman. You think you can still make the playoffs in that division?
Right, but the trade deadline is after week 8. Say that they start to fall apart. Is that a team that moves pieces? I would imagine yes.
It could. I don't know what you get. It's rare when you make these trades. That's why the Trent Richardson deal, that's turned out to be great for, I guess, both people here. I mean, let's see what Cleveland does with the pick, but I think the Colts getting him. And, who just went down with the neck injury there? With the Colts?
Oh,
Bradshaw?
The kid from UConn, Donald Brown and Bradshaw both down.
Yeah, so they're down. So you needed him, and so it'll work out. What else do you have?
All right, I'm going to throw one really against the grain one. Ben Roethlisberger to the Houston Texans for Matt Schaub. Come on.
That's silly. That's silly.
Steelers have 0 wins, Dan.
No, I know, but that's silly.
That is
Okay,
silly.
why wouldn't the Giants trade Eli Manning? They have 0 wins too.
I like it. That's my 6th trade. Well, I was going to give you the Bill Sanjaris Bird to the Packers, but that doesn't really move the needle.
No, it does not. Thank you,
Yeah.
McLovin. That's Against the Grain, brought to you by Red Hook. Move the needle.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.